May the Most High Creator will bless us. Since I did my fast, I lost 13 pounds from day 1 to day 3. Drinking none but water. I was 207, and I dropped down today, right now, finally, today, after that 3-day fast. I ate yesterday, but yesterday, if I didn't eat yesterday, I would have been less. I'd have been 15 pounds less, but now I'm 13 pounds less. Alright, so I was 207 before I started a few days ago, and now I'm 194. That's just by not eating and drinking water, cutting off all the distractions from many different things that I take for habit, you know what I mean? Excessively. Learn to slow things down at a smaller pace. Alright? The intuition within will guide you. That's what I had to say at first. Skin clear, you know what I mean? Clear and everything. My energy has been up, and also I've been hearing. My senses has been heightened. It feels like I can smell extra hard. You know, I can hear deeper and all these different things. So, you know, shout out to Brother Chaos, man, because you are the one that put me on a path to learn about fasting and things too. So I took that and I flew off with it. All right, now, with that being said, back in 1997 is when I first came to Chicago, because I used to live in New York. And I stayed on Drexel on the south side of Chicago. And I was watching a video on TV. It just so happened that's when the cable box was out, you know, and there was a rock video on the music box. I might be telling my age now, but there used to be a channel called Video Music Box, and it showed a rock and roll video. And the beginning of the rock and roll video, it was a corporate man, a very powerful corporate man, you can tell, and he had both hands in his pocket, and it started off with him staring at something that was trapped in between, like this green light that connected from this machine that was from the bottom to the top, you know, and it had a container like look to it, but it was light. It was this green light, and he was just standing there looking at it, and something with a deep dark voice was talking to him before the screen showed it, and he was talking to it was Lucifuge, the high-ranking demon within inside of that light, and he was floating in the light with his bat-like wings, bony wings, and the horn-like structure. And he had a book, and he was telling the guy stuff from the book, and he was talking to the man. The man was conversating. The corporate master guy was conversating with this being, Lucifuge, and he had a ring on his screen. Now, remind you, this is in 1997, before we seen FaceTime and all that stuff, but this is how it was in the video. It was about 20 to 25 people that represented each nation. They appeared on the screen in like kind of like blocks, lined up like a row of 10, and they were all on, you know, like that, but you couldn't see their faces, direct faces. You just seen a silhouette of that person that represented, like they weren't showing each other who they were. And they were talking to the main corporate man, and the main corporate man he didn't even turn his back to see the people. He was still like paying attention to the demon in the light reading the book to him. And they were discussing amongst each other that the people of their nations and stuff were strong. They were saying that, you know, the useless eaters, they're strong. They're fighting back these laws that we're trying to pass, and these legislations that we're trying to pass. And some of them said that they're going to take the food supply, and they're going to do different things and stuff like that. And they were like, man, it's no use. These people are fighting back and stuff like that. So the man, the main man, I guess, the master of all of them, he supposedly seemed to be, he turned and he said, I don't care what you have to do, get it done. He told all of the people that represent the nations that, like, the headmasters in charge, the corporate masters, whoever ruled, but it seemed like he was the top one. And they all exited that screen, right? And they had to execute the plans regardless of us fighting back, and us going to court and freedom marches and different things like this. Marches around the world and stuff was happening. He don't care. He said, get it done. And when the video went on, it showed many different things happening within the New World Order, man. They showed stuff with hospitals, quarantines. Like I said, this is in 1997, and I'll never forget. And I was young watching this, and I seen they had a factory, and they were like injecting these babies. They were growing them in labs, and then they had this machine that imprinted serial codes, the barcodes on the babies, and like it was going on their foreheads and stuff like that. And they were just getting, when they were made, they were just getting printed and stamped, barcodes. More and more and different things were happening. And that 23 machine was in that video. It showed deers and stuff like that. One deer was drinking water, and it looked up and turned around and heard a loud boom and these different things. And it had a machine that was just tearing down nature, destroying it. And then after it had World War III, and it had different stuff, the wars and stuff. And then the world exploded at the end of the video. And that's when the band, it was like, and that's the plan. Like, they literally were showing the plan in that video. And that card is called In the Hands of Madness. That's what the world is, in the hands of that madness. It showed the corporate master. And this, I've been trying to find that video for so long, and I still can't find it. I swear one day I'm gonna find it. I was like, yo, because it started so fast. It was like, it ain't like prepare you to see what you was gonna see. It started off with the man just standing there with his corporate suit on, looking real powerful, and he had a evil grin, like a wide grin, and he was just there smiling, and you hear him talking and something talking back to him. And then when it just go, the screen just move, because these clips show fast and quick, so it moved to him talking directly to this being he had trapped within this light and within this energy field, reading from a book, and it was telling him stuff from the book, and he was just like receiving wisdom from it or whatever, man. And he was just smiling. And then after he received the call from that big screen, and then after all the heads of corporate powers, the corporate masters that ruled different regions of the world, came up on his one screen, and he just told all of them, I don't care what they do, get it done. And they all just clicked out. So that's how they were showing you. And then they went into the aspect of our nature, society, the medical field, different things of growing human beings in labs, and then getting them printed and having to mark the chip on stuff. They went into all of that, to destroy nature and stuff like that. And it was just so deep in that one video, man. I wish I could have that video and show it to you all. There's another card called Paranoids, and they said, besides the secret masters, though the paranoid people, the ones they call the conspiracy theorists, they're the ones that really knows the truth of what's going on. It's just that the majority don't believe them. So the majority doesn't know these secret masters exist. And for the conspiracy theorists, they think you're crazy and don't believe you. But it's truth in what you're saying, all of us. When we get on here, it's not the fact that we are scared, it's the fact that we're knowing. You have the intuition so deep that you're not getting caught up in what you see by the eyes. The physical eyes are part of this matrix. It is the world that's been pulled over your eyes to blind you. Remember that. Power.